guys, welcome to this new episode of Inspirations. That's my podcast about knitting and yarn dyeing. I'm Christelle and welcome to this new episode. Thank you for joining me. So I'm just back from fetching my son from his badminton practice. The weekends are always a bit busy. That's good. So if you're new to the podcast, I just wanted to let you know that I'm doing a shop update every Monday afternoon, with the exception of Mondays just after a fiber show. Also every Monday, the same Mondays, there is a newsletter that I'm sending out to let you know what's new in the shop. And also on the same Mondays at 5 p.m. there is a new podcast uploaded to the YouTube channel. So thank you so much. And if you are watching me from Spain or Portugal, know that you can turn on the subtitles. There are automated subtitles, so maybe it's a bit approximative sometimes, but you can do that either on this version or on the French version. Actually, on the French version, it might be a better quality because English is not my mother tongue. So I'm not like born. You see, that's what I was talking about. Like, I'm not a native. I was not born speaking English, so I would suggest that you put on the subtitles on the French version. Yeah. Okay, what I wanted to talk to you about today. I wanted to do a quick debrief of the fiber shows. I wanted to show you what's going to be in the shop today and share my work in progress, which is absolutely, wow, stunning, if I might say so. But first of all, just to mention on my Instagram profile, which is at tricot_e_stitch, I made a bit of changes there. I'm going to try and post a bit more often because I used to post a lot on Instagram prior to be 100% tricot stitch when I had a job, a 9-to-5 job. And I kind of miss doing that. I mean, and Instagram has gone through a lot of changes with all the stories format and then reels format and short videos and so on and so forth. And maybe the type of content I'm posting is like your classic Instagram content, like a bit of videos sometimes, but mostly pictures. And I think there is still people like you or me who still like that kind of content and not like, short videos with music like reels and so on and so forth. So I'll keep doing that. I strongly believe that you must do what you feel most comfortable doing on those platforms, otherwise it's not sustainable. So I'm going to keep doing what I like, what I feel good about, and hopefully it will resonate with you guys and you will enjoy that content. Usually what I do is I post on my grid, and then I push it into my stories, but really the starting point is the grid. And what I did is that I pushed like evergreen content in stories and then put them in the permanent stories spot on my profile. So that's both in French and in English, and that's basically, for example, how the shop works, how you can order, why the shop is mostly empty. You might ask yourself, like frequent asked questions, for example. Anything I could think about, anything I tried to, gather and summarize all the questions I repeatedly get in my DMs and my Gmail message box and my Etsy message box, so that you guys get answers prior to messaging me. Sometimes it saves us both a lot of time. So let me know what you think about that, if you find it useful, if you have any other question. I'm going to keep also the colorways there. Also, it's a bit old now because it was colorways that I dyed when I first get into the dyeing business. Well, I still can dye them, but I mean, they're ancient colorways. So that I've not dyed like for over a year. They feel like old friends when I dye them again, actually. So I still I left them there because I still enjoy them. So, and some of them, you know, sometimes it's very funny because some of them make roaring comebacks. Like, I mean, Dirty Rainbow, which is one of my absolute best-selling. It's been one of my absolute best-selling on like for the past 6 months. I think it's one of the very first colorways that I dyed back in 2019 when I started Tricot Stitch full time. And I mean, it went really under the radar. I don't know why. And then, maybe that's why. And then I knitted in Porto, I knitted my, you know, my floodlight tee using that colorway in Lurex and fingering and mohair and silk. And I've been wearing it since. And each time I wear it, I mean, the fact that knitters have an idea of how it's going to knit up and how you can use it. And yeah, it's actually all the neons with black speckles, but knitted together in this beautiful airy piece that is absolutely neon, but you can totally wear like on a jean with a pair of jeans or with a black pants. Or it's really easy to wear. Actually, neons are like neutrals, really. I totally concur with Stephen West on that point. Like, neons are neutrals. They go with everything. So yeah, and since then, I cannot dye Dirty Rainbow fast enough. Each time I go on a fiber festival, each time I've been through a fiber festival, it's the colorway that's sold out. Although it's been around for like a lot of time. So, you know, you never know which one of them is coming to go like from the oubliette back to the front, yes, this is very funny. But I'm very happy because I always felt like it deserved more, that colorway. It's very special to my heart because I do love neons, okay? I kind of love all the colors. Maybe blue is less of my color. It's like I don't see all the shades of blue as well as I do pink or green or purple, or I don't know, there is something with blue. I enjoy that color, but more like when it's closest to other color in the spectrum, like blue with a lot of purple or blue with a lot of green. But yeah, I'm impervious to blue. I don't know why, although I know it's a color that has a huge success with a lot of knitters. I still dye blue, okay? But yeah, it's not my favorite. Other from that particular color, it's not my color. I mean, I like to do neutrals. I like to do things very soft and pastel and work with a lot of different colors. I have a lot of things like that in my wardrobe because I also like to wear and knit that kind of colors. And neons. I mean, I refuse to choose. I refuse to choose the one or the other. I love all of them. So yeah, that's it for Instagram. Just new permanent, new evergreen content in my permanent stories. Go check them out if you find them useful. Also, all the dates that I have up and coming for fiber shows are there. I try to think what would be the most useful to you guys and to me, what would be the best content, and you tell me. Fiber shows debrief. So I had a blast. Okay, it was awesome. So I told you in the previous episodes, if you watched them, that January has been a bit of a challenge because for the first time ever, I had 2 fiber shows in a row, but the first one was the French one. And the second one was the Spanish one. The thing is with that kind of configuration is that I've already had 2 fiber shows in a row, and one abroad and one in France. And usually the first one is abroad and the second immediately followed by the one in France. Immediately is like weekend to weekend. And I've done that several times, it works well. Usually the one abroad is a smaller turnover than the one in France, and I can rest assured that I will get back to that from that festival with enough stock, okay? I just have to put in more yarn for the French festival, but I mean, I've been through that before and it works. The challenge here was that the French festival was first, okay? And I've been to that festival before, and it was a very good festival. And it was even better this time around, so that's so cool. And the one right after was the one abroad, so in Spain, in Madrid, was Lovia in Madrid. And it was not like a small festival, it was the biggest indie dyed yarn festival in Europe. It was 120 vendors, and yeah. And it was 3 days, 3 whole days. So that's the longest festival I've ever made. It was Friday and Saturday 10 to 8, Spanish style, okay? And 10 to 5 on the Sunday. And I mean, that one worked very well as well. So I'm very happy because, yeah, I mean, definitely worthwhile, so cool. Yeah, but the challenge was actually to prepare for 2 major yarn festivals in a row, and have enough yarn dyed for both of them without having the one feeling like they get anything that people didn't want from the first. You see, maybe only single skeins or things like that. I really worked hard in January to get stock for both event and like quality stocks, and not end of colorways or things like that. And actually I worked very hard. I didn't take a lot of free time in January, actually. Not a lot of weekends free, and not enough family time. But it was worth it because it worked in the end. I'm very happy about that. And from now on, it's going to be smoother sailing, okay? I know that I can, you know, jump up my output when needed. And I can cruise at a lesser rate when there's nothing of the sort looming. Like my next fiber show is end of March. It's a French festival. It's near the sea, near Nantes. Near Guérande, actually. So it's just below Bretagne. It's the first edition. It's called Les Chevaux des Mers. It's so cool. This is the skein of the sea. This is so cool. But yeah, it's going to feel like finger in the nose for like prepping for this one. And I still have it. I mean, I went crazy. I went totally overboard for the dyeing sessions in January because I'm ending up with a ton of yarns, okay? I almost don't have to dye anything for the next fiber show. So I'm going to prepare everything, see what I need to complete, and maybe dye, you know, new colorways like the March Almanac colorway. That's for sure. I'm going to dye that for the festival, but otherwise, and I think that's what I'm gonna do because it's going to be quite smooth sailing for the next 3 months, March, April and May. I only have one festival per month, so that's cool. And then June, okay, June is going to be crazy busy. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to prepare for this crazy June by building a fiber show stock. Because usually what I do is when I'm done with a fiber show, I do a post-fiber show shop update, and I put everything in the shop. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to keep my stock from the fiber shows. I'm going to build upon it to be able to be like hugely stock coming June. Because in June, first weekend of June, I'm doing Porto, Knit with Friends. It's going to be so cool. Then I'm going to do a festival in Brittany, like it's Les Bigoux de Laine. Then I have 2 weekends over which I have nothing planned, but we're moving houses, okay? And afterwards, I have a very big festival that's called the Fil de la Manche in Normandy, which is going to be so cool because it's also the place where I'm moving. I'm moving to Normandy from the Parisian suburb to Normandy. I can't wait. And right after that, it's in the middle of France and it's Berry-Broadelaine. Okay, so that's 5 festivals, like over a 5 weeks period, with a moving it has moving in between, jammed in between. So yeah, lots of preparations need to be done, okay, to be able to tackle this like serenely. That's the plan, guys. So yeah, I'm going to work on this yarn show stock of yarn, and I won't be preparing for fiber shows from scratch every time as I used to do. So we'll see how that works out. We'll see all that. Yeah, we'll see. I'm trying, okay? New things. And so, exceptionnel, that was the fiber show just before Madrid. It was awesome. Great time. I mean, I knew that festival because I was there last year, and again, I enjoyed it very much. I love just everything about that festival. That's very, very cool, very well organized. And after that was Love Yarn Madrid, which was a blast. Big shout out to Salons, which have a tendency to be my neighbors on fiber shows. It's always a pleasure to see them again. Love you guys. And a lot of other vendors and a lot of other clients that I recognize from Barcelona and from Porto. Big shout out to Maria and Joanna, also the organizer of Knit with Friends in Porto, who are there. I met also Sophie from Sionarch Yarns. She's from Ireland, a French. She's actually from Normandy, but she lives in Ireland. And her yarn never came. That's my worst nightmare, guys. My worst nightmare on a fiber show. The yarn never came. So, I mean, she was an inspiration because she got over it, although it was a big financial blow, and she was, you know, taking this thing like it was and trying to think about how she will be able to, what will she be able to do with all that yarn she dyed for the event. She was pregnant with a baby, and I mean, it was to me an example of how to deal with bad news, really. You see? Next time I have to deal with something like that, I will think of her, and she will give me strength to go about it graciously. Because I think I wouldn't have been gracious, okay? I think I would have been mean. Like the mean old girl from Love Yarn Madrid who didn't get her yarn. Would have been the Grinch. Definitely the Grinch. I can do the Grinch, a very good Grinch impression. If you're asking yourself, I can do that, and I definitely would have been me. Like, yeah, green with not with envy, but green with rage. Oh my god. Okay. It's all over the place today. All over the place. Okay, I guess that's it for the fiber show debrief. Shout out to Nina also, which I bought yarn from her. Like, I totally blew out my budget for her yarn, but I've been loving her yarns for years, so I'm very happy. I will put them preciously in my collection. You know, it's souvenir yarn. Also, I bought yarn from Salons because really I want something to remember them by. And I didn't know that all her yarns are named after Doctor Who. If I knew that before, like, I would have bought them like ages ago. And I mean, I'm a collector, okay? And this give me the itch to get all the names. So, in terms of shop update, what you can expect for today, because I'm filming the podcast, it's Saturday today, it's February the 18th, but you will see this on Monday the 20th. Okay, so what's in the shop today? All the minis I had on the fiber shows, I'm going to put them in the shop. So you've got neon minis, you've got cocooning minis. That's a set that I built around the January colorway. So that's, you have your cocooning here, you have your contrasting color here, Home Sweet Home. And then I took some colors randomly from the colorway and, you know, made a kit with them. Yeah, that's 8 minis in there. Then I did the same for 1983. Oh, it's so cool. This is so cool. This is 1980. Oh, and you have some sparkle in there. This is Tedina, so all sparkling. In there you have a bunch of different yarns. So yeah, you have sparkling and non-sparkling. Is that the right term? Yeah, okay. Okay, I am happy to report that the Go Bold with Neon and Sparkle worked out in Madrid. So well. Also, I'm going to put back some 1983 in the shop. If you are wondering how this knits up and how this is in crochet, this is it. And that's it. And I will have also some contrasting color. And if you are wondering how that looks all knitted up, I'm going to show you, because I feel very inspired when I'm on fiber shows, because I see all my yarn, you know, at the same place, and I get the itch to cast on everything. So I'm ready right now to cast on for like 4 different things. I rein myself in, how do you say, rein myself in? To not do that all at the same time, because I really want to do some progress on at least one of them before I cast on in something else. And I cast on for this one. It's the broadleaf sweater by Woolen Pine, and you see this is the version where the brioche is facing out, is the right side of the brioche is the right side of the sweater. But you have another version, absolutely gorgeous, and gorgeous model too, where the wrong side of the brioche is actually the right side of the sweater. And you can either choose to do brioche for your front and your back, or only the front and have the back in stockinette. And actually the light color, the one that shows the motif, the brioche motif, so that's your pink here, is fingering weight. And the darker color, that would be that beautiful variegated color here, is actually fingering and mohair and silk held together. And I absolutely love knitting that way with mohair and silk and fingering weight hold together. So here is my version. Ooh, ooh, ooh. So neon. I need to put back the 80s shades on the podcast cover. Okay, I would, anyone seeing me with this will definitely need shades. Okay, so this is tennis ball, like your most neon yellow, with 1983, and I've reached the I think I've reached the half point of the front of the sweater. I have not decided yet. So I think I've decided. Yeah, I'm going to wear it like this. Okay, but for the back, I'm going to knit the back in brioche, but I will be putting the wrong side of the brioche outside the sweater on the back, and I'm going to use, instead of tennis ball, I'm going to use that. How cool is it going to be? It's going to be awesome. I mean, it's going to be great. So yeah, isn't it lovely? I still like that side too. Yeah, maybe I'll change my mind. Okay, so I've knitted a lot during the festivals, because you always get some free time at some point. Not free time, but time where there is not so many people around, like on Sundays afternoon. And so a lot of knitting in there, and during the flight, and during all the commuting time, and it was such a blast. Oh my god, I so love doing like those fiber shows out abroad. Like, oh, it's so cool, so cool. And that's it for this week, guys. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Thank you for watching until the end. If you're not subscribed yet, don't forget to subscribe, and to, you know, all the things they always say, click the icon button to make sure you get notification. But anyway, I'm always there at the same time on Mondays at 5, okay? That's when you can find me. And I'll see you next week. Next week I will have some email in the shop, like new series. Maybe other things, I'll see if I have time, but I'm thinking something else. I'll tell you more about that next week. And the week after that, that will be, I think, the 6th of March. It will be the Sock Knitters Almanac colorway for March. I can't wait to share that with you. I've not dyed it yet. Okay, it's still in there, but it's getting like clearer and clearer in my head. And it's going to be cool, I think. I hope. Okay, so thank you again, and I'll see you next Monday, guys. Okay, take care. Bye bye. Happy knitting.